name is Thann. I'm your host today. Welcome to the professionals. Today we have with us Andy, who is going to shed some lights on how all the beautiful work has been done at the studios. Okay, Andy, welcome to the show. I'd like to ask, could you tell us a little bit more about what you do and what your company does?
I'm the executive producer for Rise. So basically, we are a content company. Mainly, we do film productions. Also, sometimes we also do creative works, working with brands. Yeah.
There will be a lot of pressure because these days people talk about content non-stop.
Yes, they do. Yeah. So content is now I would say a trending word. Like everyone talking about, oh, content is a new thing. We got to do better content.
What are some of the recent campaigns you do for your clients?
Actually, this year we focus a lot on social campaigns. We focus a lot more on how we support certain communities. So one of the recent projects we did was for CapitaLand. So we did a short film for them to promote this.
So I've seen that work and I like it because it's really heartwarming, but not all the content came across as both building brand and also lift people mood.
Yeah.
Connect. How did you and your client work together to get that?
I think we work with a really good client who understand, like, I guess the new way of marketing is to focus on the community.
But to be able to do that, the marketing needs to go beyond just trying to sell things, right? How do they opening up? I mean, what are some?
It's related to the changes happening right now, I guess, in advertising. Before that, it was more straightforward. Before that, the main form of media was very clear. It was like TV, there was like print, there's billboard. So and in that sense, the people don't really have a choice. So if you think about commercials, when you watch a program, the ads will just go up and you have to watch it. Yeah, but I think the difference now is that with social media, everyone has a voice. So I guess the brands have to take a different approach than hard selling, because we are in a time where most people don't really believe in like pure advertising, in selling the product. So I think there's a trend now where people do focus a lot on what are you doing for the community, you know. So or what does your brand represents to my community.
With a lot of changes, both in terms of mentality and also in terms of media tools and all that, how do marketing professionals grow up from your point of view?
To be honest, they need to read a lot. They need to speak to other marketing professionals in the market. Because what I find right now, that marketing trends, unlike before, are changing so much. So before that, when you're doing I feel when you're doing a campaign, the strategy is very simple. If you got money, you go for TV ads. If you got less money, you go for print. So and even for digital, it's very 3 posts a week. And so but with the tools available now, there's so many ways you could go. So I think it's really important for marketers to always be updated, to read articles, to always read the latest book, latest trend, understand technology, understanding what content is trending. So I think learning is really important. I think that what I say what's the key thing, because things will not be the same next year. Yeah.
For sure. But as a campaign grow bigger, more complicated, there would be a lot of mistakes. How would good professionals handle those kind of mistakes?
Choosing the right partners and integration is really, really important. One of the key things what I noticed before, like my career is coming in through production and post-production, which is more on the execution side. During that time, I think it was pretty straightforward in the way we do things. For example, like we work in agency and we'll purely execute what was given to us. And that works because the amount of content you need to build is lesser. But right now with social media, things move faster.
Yes.
So it's really important to choose a partner that understands that, instead of working through the old clunky way of things. So like for example, based on my experience, in the old way, maybe changing a super that is really simple may take 3 days if you go through the chain of process. But if you find the right partner, changing the super should take 30 minutes and it should be out on social media immediately. Picking the right partner who understand that. And the next thing is definitely the integration. Working with partners who have properly integrated their whole system already. So the speed is there. So that's what I would think it's important.
And what are some misconceptions that marketing professionals typically have about your line of work?
I think one of the things that the misconception is that often we are treated as suppliers. So meaning like suppliers to produce something, so it comes down to a price war. But they forgot, like especially when you talk about films, it's actually a creative process as well. There's so many creative roles
that comes together.
So it's not so much about the price. You can actually get a good price if you pick the right team to do it. So I think one of the things is a lack of understanding in the industry. And it is a big problem if your whole campaign is actually revolving around film and you don't understand film.
Yes. Most of us don't know how to do film. Most of us just know how to enjoy it.
Yeah, exactly. So it's the same concept that because now in your phones you can take a video. So the concept is that everyone can do it. So why are you charging so much money? But in comparison, there's always a difference between a home cook and a 5-star chef. You know, home cook is good. You always love your mom's cooking, but to work professionally in a restaurant that churns out the orders, so that's the professional context. So there is a difference. There's always a difference.
So a lot of times you came across different degree of professional in marketing. How is a higher professional one bring better result?
I think for the higher professional one, they know what they want. They're very clear in their marketing objectives. And that allows us to create and execute efficiently. The marketer should know their brand really well. So if they understand their brand and if any young marketing professional want to make it in the industry, they have to be on trend. They have to be always aware of what's happening in the market.
What are some of the things that prevent young marketing or young brand builders from growing up, other than not learning hard enough?
I would say besides learning, I think professionalism is also really important. Like in terms of, from my experience as producing films for marketing, it's the professionalism is really important. Like having like clear briefs, understanding what you need to do. I guess also maybe another way is look for a mentor, someone who's already established in the field, who knows and try to learn from this person.
So Andy, I know that you have worked across industry, across different range of clients and all that. But some of them must be really good example of being professionals. And how does it bring out the magic of the results of working together?
I had a really good experience where I worked with a client from overseas through the local agency. But what's really different is that this client, she was focusing a lot on the subject. So it's refreshing because usually for brands, they don't really care about the subject. They'll just script the thing and they tell them, okay, go and let them say these lines. But in this particular thing, we were tasked to go to the countryside to film some families, but how they groom their son to success. And they want it, and they came to us because they said that we are really good in documentaries and how we tell the story. Because our team, it's actually documentary based. So one of the fundamental of doing this is that you need to connect with the subject, connect to the person, and then from there get the person to tell the story.
Yes.
Whereas if you're doing it in a purely commercial way, you just give them the lines and then they say in the interview.
So your client has been very professional in terms of integrating and also leveraging your core strength.
Yeah, exactly. And one of the things that they really understood what we're trying to do, and we told the client, is it possible that you do not come to the shoot for 2-3 days? Let us because we don't want 20 people in front of these people.
There's a lot of trust though.
Yeah, and they did. They gave us the time. We actually shot most of it before the clients came, but we presented them at the hotel in the evening, and they were really happy with it. They were really happy with the authenticity, and I think that's one thing that's really important in terms of in terms of the client, is that the trust they have. And which also leads to one thing, because you can see our work. We do have a body of work, and if you trust in the previous projects we've done, and you've seen that the work we have done, then there needs to be a trust when we work together.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that's a real important part. The reason why I cannot speak about the project is because actually it was supposed to be released last month. But the head office was so happy with it that that they want to release it for on a more regional level. I see the same problem in marketers, in the sense that, like, things change. So for example, one thing is like digital. So everyone says, oh, digital is a trend. And some traditional marketers will say, oh, I don't know digital, I get some young guy, okay, you do digital. But that's the problem, that the principles are the same. It's creating content, selling the product, having marketing, communication, and then you have your media. It's nothing changed. It's actually the same principle of advertising. It's just that the platforms or tools may change. So you have to understand the new tools.
Yes.
Yeah, but I felt like if there are some marketers who are traditional, they stick to their old tools. Yeah, but they forgot their marketers. It's all about marketing. It's not about this set of tools. It's not about TV. It's not about billboards. It's not about radio.
Yes.
Social media is a new thing, but it's still marketing. So that's the thing. I feel that you shouldn't specialize in what you. I think you should look at the broader scope of what is your actual role. I think that's important. Yeah.
I see.
Yeah.
Awesome. So thank you very much, Andy, for joining us today, and great insight, especially how when you become good partner, professional, and the trust is coming to play, and you're connecting every professional and every specialist together and bring magic.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.